Auzubillahiminash-shaytanir-rajeem. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Let's take our lecture start with the name of Allah, who's the most beneficent and the merciful. Okay, we are doing our chapter number 10. There is a sound waves. Yes, chapter number 10. There is a sound waves, and our today's topic is factors affecting the sound and what are the applications of sound. Okay, my name is Sabah Parvez. Okay, let's take start. Before taking start our today's topic, first of all we have to go through about the brief introduction of this chapter. So yes, we all of know that we have studied many forms of energy like electric energy, chemical energy, heat energy, and sound energy is one of them. Yes, it is a form of energy. Sound energy is a form of energy. So what is the nature of sound energy? Yes, the nature of sound energy is kinetic. Mean to say they are in continuous motion, so that's why they are kinetic in nature. And how they produce? Yes, obviously when we vibrate some objects, they produce sound. And next point is that how sound waves of sound energies propagate or travel. Yes, for their traveling or for their propagation they required any medium. Medium is that thing that is the carrier that carries the wave from one place to another. It will be in the air, it will be in the water. So medium will be air, medium will be water. So for their propagation or traveling they required any medium. And then comes towards next point, how they transport. Yes, obviously in the medium they transport by the sound waves. Okay, now our topic is that factors that affect the sound. Yes, there are the following factors which affects the sound wave. First one is the medium. We have already noted what is a medium. Medium is any carrier which carries the wave. For example, we are taking a sound waves. Sound waves are traveling from one place to another. For their propagation, they depends upon the presence of medium. Mean to say which medium is present. Or this medium is air or this medium is a water. Which medium is present, it will depend. So, because we all know that in solid medium, sound waves travel faster. In liquid medium, sound waves travel less faster than the solid. So they can't propagate without any medium. If there is no medium, sound waves can't propagate. So next is the movement. Mean to say what is the movement? How faster movement or slower movement of the sound wave? Yes. Frequency of sound wave depends upon the frequency of vibration of source. The sound wave's frequency depends upon which we are using a source of vibrating body. Which source of vibration we are using, it will depend on the frequency. So what is the frequency? Frequency of a sound wave is the number of vibration made by the particles of medium in 1 second. Mean to say in 1 second how many number of particles vibrations are made by the particles of medium. So the faster the movement, the higher will be the frequency. What do you mean? For example, if there is a solid medium and sound waves is passing out between the solid medium, then there will be the faster movement in the solid. You all know that there will be faster movement of sound waves in the solid. So due to this faster movement, there will be higher frequency sound wave and higher pitch of sound waves. Clear? Okay, next moves towards the area. What is an area? Yes, the loudness of sound depends upon the area of vibrating body. Mean to say which vibrating body we are using, if it is a larger area or smaller area. A common example is that we are beating a drum and on the other hand we are beating a steel glass. So which body produces a louder sound? Obviously beating a drum, because a drum has a large area than the steel glass. So larger will be the area, larger sound will be produced, louder sound will be produced. Clear? Okay, these are the factors on which sound depends upon. Okay, next there is an activity. Design a musical instrument. In this activity, we required a material that is identical 6 bottles, glass bottles, water. We required water and we required a spoon. These are the material we required for this activity. And what is the procedure applied to this activity? First of all, what we have to do, we have tap all the bottles one by one with the spoon when they are empty. Firstly, when bottles are empty, we have to tap out these with the spoon. Then we note that all of them, these bottles produces the same sound. Yes. Now what happened? Now we have to fill out these with the increasing amount of water. Mean to say, in one bottle one we are taking large amount of water, then 2, then 3, and then 4 and 5, and then 6. So now then we tap them one by one with the increasing amount of waters, and we note down what happens. So question is that what does increasing amount of water changes the sound of bottle? You all of know that firstly when we tap the bottles, the medium is the air, and then we fill them with the water medium, and then we tap them and we note that they are producing a different sounds. They are producing different sounds. Mean different amount of waters produces the different frequency of sound, different loudness of sound, because air is the lighter medium and water is the denser medium. So when we tap from the air to denser medium, sound obviously changes. And in this, for example, in the bottle 1 there is a large amount of water, so due to their density increases, it produces different sound. And when we move again into the bottle number 2, there is a less amount of water, their density is less than the one, so that there will be less sound produced than one. Okay, now clear? So in this way they produces a different sound when we tap them. Okay, then moves towards application of sound waves. We have to study different application. First one is the doorbell. In our daily life, doorbell is used. In simple doorbells, what happens? Electrical energy is provided to the circuit. Yes, obviously, when we press the button, electrical energy is passed around in the circuit. When we press the button, what happens? Electric energy is passed out into the circuit. This electrical energy is converted into kinetic energy when hammer is pressed against the button. Yes, when button is pressed, electrical energy is converted into the kinetic energy of hammer. Then this hammer will strike the gong of bell, and when this hammer strike, this will produce a ringing sound that we can hear. This is the procedure which is used in the doorbell. Okay, this, look at this now picture. This is the doorbell button. When we press them, then this is the interior component of this bell. When the button is pressed, this will be strike with this and produces a sound that we hear. Okay, our next is the siren. So siren means producing a sound, component producing a sound. Yes, the circuit of siren in the police car or ambulance is contain the combination of transistor and resistor. Yes, the circuit of siren consists of transistor and resistor. What do you mean by transistor and resistors? Yes, transistors are the electronic devices used to control the flow of an electric current. Mean how many amount of current have to be flow in the circuit. Transistors are those things. And what are the resistors? Yes, resistor is an electronic component that limits the current or divides the voltage in the electric circuit. Circuit के अंदर सर्किट के अंदर वोल्टेज को डिवाइस कर देता है, लिमिट कर देते हैं. सो दिस द कॉम्बिनेशन ऑफ रेजिस्टर एंड transistor is the circuit of Siren. So what happened? What is the procedure applied? The source of energy in this is the battery used in the car. So it is in the form of the chemical energy. When the electric energy, so what happens? This chemical energy, the energy is converted into electric energy, which is converted into the hooting sound. Yes, when this siren produces sound, the chemical energy used by the battery is converted into the electrical energy, and this electrical energy then convert into the sound energy that produces a siren. We hear a sound. Clear now? Okay, then moves towards the next, that is telephone. Yes, we all know that many years ago we used the old telephones that contains a small bell. When someone called them, so this bell will start ringing, because when someone called them, an electrical energy is passed in them, and due to this electric energy they produces a sound. This will be converted into the sound energy. So nowadays we are using a cellular phones, that is wireless phones, mobile phones. We are using cellular phones. So what happens? The same way, the electric energy is converted into the kinetic electric energy is converted into the sound energy. But what happens? The difference between the old telephones and the now cellular phones is that the source of electric energy is different. In old telephone, the source is the generator that is present at the customer exchange stations. But now in telephone, our battery of our phone, which is converted into the electrical energy, which is stored in the chemical energy. But when someone called us, then this chemical energy is converted into the electric energy and produce a ringing sound that we hear. Okay, what happened? So in telephone, when someone called them, he speaks from the mouthpiece, and this sound is then converted into sound energy onto the other phone when listeners listen this through the earpiece. So what happened? When someone called them, he speaks by the mouthpiece. This sound then travels through the signals and here on the other's phone, and this produces the sound. These are the interior component. So electrical energy in the telephone, same, the electrical energy or electrical signals are converted into the sound energy that we hear. Clear? Okay, next is the radio. What happens in the radio? As we all know that radio is a one-way communication system. It is not two-way communication like that of our telephone system. What is the one-way communications? What happened? Transmission from broadcast station is taken to the radio set, and this transmission then provide the electrical energy to the battery of our power supply of our homes. Then these signals are then converted into the sound which we hear, like the music or the news we are enjoying. Clear now? Okay, then comes towards the stereo sound. What do you mean by stereo? Yes, sound system having two-way communications, left and right. Mean in this two multiple sounds are used, two multiple sound sources are used, that is left and right. Stereo mean left and right, two pathway of the sound waves. So a common example of our speakers or headphones we are using our speaker. So in this time two channels are used to achieve a sound. So in monophonic only one way communication, but in the stereophonic two pathway of the sound waves are used and they produce different sound. And then the procedure is the same, the conversion is the same, that electrical energy into the sound energy. When we put into the circuit, then electrical energy is converted into the sound that we hear of music by these speakers. Clear now? Okay, then comes towards the smoke detectors. What are the smoke detectors and how sound is produces? What happens, for example, if there is a fire hazard in some building, if then smoke enters into the electric circuit that is set up, a setup is made of electric circuit. So what happens when smoke is enters the detectors current path? When smoke is enters in the circuit detectors path, what happen? The production of sound takes place. How? That when smoke enters the circuit, then this detector shows or produces the sound waves. And when we hear these sound waves, or any other people when hear these sound waves, they start away from this building to save them from the fire hazards. So what happened in this way is the same, the electrical energy is converted into the sound energy by the detection of smoke in the electric circuit. Clear now? Okay. Our next is that security alarms. Yes, obviously security alarms also produces sounds by ringing bell. What happens? They containing the infrared radiation detectors in them. For example, if fires break out in the buildings, or fires break out in the building, then the heat energy is converted into electrical energy. Then this electrical energy is converted into the sound energy when this electric energy is passed out in the circuit. Obviously, when the electrical energy pass out in the circuit, then this electrical energy is converted into sound energy by ringing the bell. When electrical energy pass out in the circuit, this will ring the bell, and by ringing the bell, this produces the alarm conditions, and we are aware of the dangers. So the procedure is same, that electrical energy of the circuit is converted into the sound energy. Clear now? So these are the application in which sound waves are used. Thank you.